Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. I'm holding in my hands a deck that I am going to review, but I thought I'm going to first just use it. And I thought I'm going to do it online with you. So this is the Art History Tarot for Past Lives by Red Orchid Publishing. And there is a little spread that she shares with, I think it's a she, that we have in the book that we can use when we start using the deck. So one is the core, crossing core, then there is passing influence, which you still carry from the past life, you as your interior qualities, you, how others see you or saw you, and how this life is manifesting now. So it's kind of exploring a past life that maybe is still kind of important for us this lifetime. So I'm just shuffled the deck. By the way, I really love that backs. It's gorgeous. Since I'm so into flowers right now, roses and any flowers, any plants will do. So core. So the core of my past life that is kind of still, valid for me right now. So what's the core? And it says, where and when? Australia. Why am I not surprised, right? You know, guys, that I have lived in Australia. I actually am an Australian citizen as well. I've lived in Australia nearly for 10 years. I returned only to Europe in 2011, and I spent most of my kind of creative, 30s in this land. So wow, am I blown away? Yes, I am. So that's the core of the past life that was important for me. And I have to say, for some people, sometimes it's difficult to stay in Australia. It was smooth like butter for me. It just never any issues. I got my citizenship just like bam, bam, bam. I know it took time. So it took nearly 10 years, but I thought I'll never return from there. And I thought like I found my spiritual home. This is one of the countries where I really feel at home. And it still feels this. But I only went back once last year. If you remember, I went to Australia first time after I left in 2011. So, interesting. So crossing core. Where and where? The crossing core is... So the core and crossing core cards are your time and place cards. If a time or place card appears in either of these positions, they signify your concrete place and time. So we have definitely the place. Maybe the time as well, as Australia was conquered by the whites. And if place and time appear in the surrounding cards, but not in the core and crossing core position, they are read in this order from most concrete to least concrete. So let's see that crossing core. Where and when? Travel. So maybe I came to Australia as a traveler, right? That is a travel card. So I might have been the one of the bad guys, really. Maybe I was a good traveler, but I think I liked the fire water too much based on the picture. Oh, then passing influence, what you still carry from this past life. So something that is kind of, moving away, but it's still, I'm carrying this still. Premature death, Joan of Arc. So it's interesting. Maybe crossing core, maybe I was an Australian native and the crossing core, the travelers, to be rude, fucked me over. And premature death, maybe I just died, but this is like traumatic death. And this is something that I'm still carrying with me. It's a passing influence, but I'm still carrying this one. This is, by the way, an amazing image. I love this for the hangman, but also for the premature death. Amazing, Joan Arc. Okay, I love this. Wow, I didn't expect this. I'm like, oh, let's do it online for fun. This is getting pretty full on. Your interior qualities. So this is something interior, so it's going to be underneath. from this past life, let's remember. And now we have Mexico. So how do I read that? This is like another place. Mexico. My interior qualities. And we see here like a women making food. So maybe I was a nurturer or somebody who knew how to prepare food, who knew how to... Maybe I was a woman, actually. Let's just see in the book, just to, you know, Mexico. How do I look for Mexico? Okay, I don't know. Can I find it? Okay, I don't know how to look for it, so I'm just going to stop the video here. Okay, Mexico. Ten of Pentacles, that is family contentment. So the question or the position was you interior quality. So I was kind of significant part of the past life was lived within Mexico. You may have native or Spanish ancestors. Alternative interpretation, card of happy home life. Not only do you have a happy family surrounding or supporting you, you also have plenty of resources to live comfortably. For past life spread, this card indicates a life of contentment is within reach and that you have been building to this accomplishment over several lifetimes. So that's interesting. I think in this case I would go with because the place came up in the first, you know, the core, I would go with this family life, and maybe I would go with the case that I was probably the native, which also goes with this card, that the travelers brought me the premature death. And then the next card is how others saw you. So how others, so maybe those travelers saw me. Traveler also could mean, from what I'm thinking, just like a nomadic lifestyle, right? So how others saw me, my exterior. Mother, so I think I was in a happy family. I had a happy family life, and then something went wrong and I died way too early. And then how this lifetime is manifesting now, so me now. Oops, starvation. So I think maybe this premature death, because it was somewhat traumatic and maybe caused by a lot of suffering because of how Australia was, you know, conquered by the travelers, the newcomers. Maybe I lost my family, maybe this was my child that was burned first, or well, that, or maybe I died out of hunger, really. And right now maybe I have to deal with issues of starvation. It could be, you know, physical starvation in a sense of abundance. It can be emotional starvation in the sense of, for example, I couldn't have children. Maybe it was really traumatic. And wow, this is really full on, guys. Oh my God, I'm just so going to dig into it. This is also the, like, she also sent this the past lives workbook, and this is an interesting one as well. So I'm going to take a look. There is always this lots of tables for each of the spreads. So there is the spiritual blockage, there is relationships, phobias and fears. Oh, that can be good. So this is a really interesting project, and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to show you the deck next, but I just wanted to do this, and wow, did I expect this? No. So thanks for being here with me and checking it out.